Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I were somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I were somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I were somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I were somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I were somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I were somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I were somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I were somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I were somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I were somebody else? can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find somebody lovely. And now I'm ready like a kitty in a dress. Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me. Someone to lick my wounds and kiss my aching body. My desperation knows no termination, baby. Now would you love me if I was somebody else? I can be deadly when I find...
Hello, internet of people. Hopefully here to see us doing this thing that we do every Tuesday. If you're not here to see us do the thing we do every Tuesday, I'm not entirely sure why you're here, but welcome, nevertheless. We are Tales of Misadventure. We play one-shot and short-form style tabletop games of all types. If you would like to check out some of those adventures, go check out Tales of Initiative's YouTube page and click on the little Tales of Misadventure one. There's really a lot to look at this point because we've been on here for a hot second, just producing content like content producers do.
Been like a year.
Yeah, it's weird. Before we get too far, there are some very awesome creators who are supporting us, and we love supporting them. Included are Day 20, Level 1 Gaming, Emberwind, TA Maps, and Fernoy Dice, all of which you can find the secret code for a % off of your order right below my face on the little scrolly thing. It should go through. And then also there are links to these various people and their shops in the chat now. Click them, go there, buy their stuff. They're awesome. Right now, Day 20 updated their Ko-Fi store so that there's a 15% off coupon for your order if you use the code TOI. And it is just in time for spooky season. Matt has a wonderful House of Too Many Miseries one-shot. I say wonderful.
Amazing.
In a wonderful horror sense of the word. There's blood hallways.
You can check it out. We played it last year.
Yeah, we played it last year. It was great. I recommend everybody playing it. Super fun. Go get it. Go support him. Good shit all around. Next up on my little docket of announcements, because there's always so many announcements. Storyfinders, please come and play with us in the Discord. I love seeing new people play game all the time, and it's just great. Like, we're starting to get a whole bunch of people who are dropping in and out, and it really makes the story more interesting when there are more guild members to work in and out of the story. We are running our first kind of guild-wide festival of sorts, so there will be some interesting things all happening kind of at the same time that Rule and I will be running here soon at the end of October. So go make sure you're in the Discord and make a character so you can play and join in the shenaniganry. Next up, our general schedule of shows. We have Bengalia on Wednesday. Great game. Dustin's great people. Awesome people. Go check them out. They're wonderful. They're right here on Wednesdays. Don't even have to go anywhere special. Thursdays, Tales Does Tales is back as of last week. So excited. I left last week's episode with more questions than I had when we left for the hiatus before that. So I don't know what to tell you there, but go check it out and watch us all flounder about trying to figure out what the fuck is happening with the trees and the goblins and the goop, for lack of better words. It's Matt. There's goop. And on Fridays, there is Total Party Chaos, as always, with Billy, who is amazing as a DM, and the chat actually gets to help kind of make there be the chaos for the party on those days. It's quite awesome to know that you can roll on the wild magic table and just some weird shit's gonna happen. And it's fun to know that you did that you played a part in somebody's suffering. Or joy, I guess. So, all that said, again, spooky season is upon us. Keep an eye out for special Halloween schedules with special Halloween-themed spooktacular one-shots. I know I ran one, and it should be airing Halloween weekend. There's a special episode of Tales of Misadventure that will air on November 1st. Yes, November 1st. That is special and spooky as well. And I don't know who else has their Halloween one-shots. Is Matt doing one? Did Billy do one?
Yes, I believe it's
doing
you and Matt.
Just be a Matt?
So it'll be the 30th and the 31st.
Hell yeah. Well, we are the spooky backbone of Hills. So I'm not sure. Yeah, so keep an eye out for those. It's gonna be great. They're gonna be spooky. Go watch them. I'm just saying. Like, there's also comedy. Today, finally coming up to speed here, we are starting a new story. So if you're joining us for the first time, it's a great time to join. We are playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians, and this will be one of our longer campaigns. And by longer, I mean roughly 8 episodes, because we keep things a little short and dirty here. This is set in a fantasy land of Thirstlesria. 4 very different personalities will be colliding, clashing, and working together in this Thirsty Sword Lesbians story to handle the wildness of their coming out season. That's great. Thirsty Sword Lesbians is a Powered by the Apocalypse system, so it is a 2d6 system, utilizes playbooks that have unique moves for each role that a player can fill. The stats you're working with are Daring for the force and showmanship, Grace for the elegance and agility, Heart for things that are emotional, Spirit for all the metaphysical integrity stuff, and of course, Wit for cleverness and smarts. They're used to do things like entice people, fight them, or defy the disasters that you yourself are creating in any given moment. With the ultimate moves becoming smitten and kissing during a dangerous scene, of course. What we all goal is to kiss during a dangerous moment.
Goals, honestly.
Yes. Very CW. So, if we are ready to begin, would my beautiful gay disasters like to introduce themselves and who they are playing, starting with Anna.
Hey, hello. Well, I'm Anna. You can see me all over the place on this network of tales. Haha. I am playing Diora May Smith. She is running under the playbook, the Dream Mirror. She is trying to figure out who she is, while all the while living up to this forced legacy of pleasing everybody else and putting on a showmanship of whatever everybody else wants for her and how to be in everybody's hearts. So, yeah. Do you want me to describe what they look like or not yet?
Not yet, not yet.
All right, then there you
Something to look forward to.
go. Ooh.
Of course. And next is Danny on the docket.
Hi, I'm Danny. I will be playing Harry LeBeau. She is the scoundrel. Barely does what she's told just to get through school and make her dad's semi-happy, but she's on thin ice because she likes to do whatever she wants.
As one is wont to do as a disaster lesbian. Connor, a new face. Welcome to Tales of Misadventure and Tales of Initiative in general. So excited to have you.
It's a dream come true. Hey gang, I'm Connor. I am playing Alexandra Roderick Vaughn, Alex for short. She is playing under the playbook of the Infamous. She is the daughter of a very powerful and prominent conservative force that is rising and growing within Thirslesria. And she has done some shady shit to win the approval of the ever aloof approval of her father, and also being torn between this new burgeoning identity that she has and this motley crew of amazing friends that she's made at school.
School friends, the worst. The worst for listening. Last but definitely not least, our beautiful Alexi.
Hi, I'm Alexi. I will be playing Syuli Morgay. She is playing under the playbook The Matriarch. Basically, about her, she comes from a place not so good and done a lot to get where she is now. May not be good, but hey, you gotta do what you can do to survive, am I right? So, here we are.
Here we are. And I think with that, we will roll the intro.
The
Hello.
tone change.
Back again. Sorry. Hi. Didn't mean to cut you off. But we open on Thirslesria. It is a glowing example of what a successful, proudly be yourself type of land can be. It was wrested from the control of the toxic masculinity primordials many, many years ago by Queen Tatiana van Musegay, first of her name, breaker of balls, mother to the unseen, bringer of freedom, and rider of the ruthless pussycat dragon Jezebel. Queen Tatiana created a power team with Queen Jack of Far, Emperor Seneca Falls of Near, Empress Buffy of the Shadowed Sea, and Tsar Betania Fried of Hitler. Together and blessed with the power of the Thirst Trap Pantheon, they locked the toxic masculinity primordials away in a highly magical, well-sealed, and well-hidden vault across the land. Even their names are mostly forgotten. This great schism was forever known as the Visibility Wars, where the toxic masculinity primordials, dubbed the incel gods, were cast down, and the thirst trap pantheon, dubbed the Thirsty, rose to prominence. It seemed that peace fell across the whole of the world. Queen Tatiana and her court organized a country, Lesria, to be a place where everybody could feel seen, everybody could feel heard, and she and the others built up the city Lesbigae to be a shining example of a capital city for the world to look at. In many ways, it remains that way to this day, hundreds of years later. It represents the height of society, the height of innovation, and the height of decadence for the entire known world. They created 5 divisions that people could choose to learn and be their path. The Guard, who defend the land. The Knowing, whose mission is to learn and teach. The Merchants, who are the guild masters shaping industry. The Artisans, who fill life with the things that are worth living for. And the Rainal, who fill the leadership roles that head all big decisions of Lesria. At 17 years old, teenagers enter into colleges with programs designed to help them discover their place in society, so that at 20, they can choose their division during their coming out season, and then receive intensely specialized training for these roles. The most prestigious of these colleges is, of course, the Van Musicae Academy of Innovators, where all of the future movers and shakers of the world are trained by the highest quality instructors. Across the sea, unfortunately, the story didn't remain so bright. The Shadowed Sea, oft referred to as the Shadowland, where Empress Buffy attempted to institute the same changes, was torn to pieces after the death of their empress. She left pieces of the country to each of her 5 children, but greed overtook them, and their battle for territory left the Shadowed Sea a war-torn land for hundreds of years. A new regime nearly every century, new land divisions, much the same. At the time that we see this world, the Shadowed Sea is under control of Naoki Morgae and the Dark Abyss women. While it's a female-led government, it is militant and appears to be falling prey to the dark calls of the toxic powers locked away so long ago. But enough with the shadowed place that we shan't go near. In the great city of Lesbigae Lesria, a new cohort of young adults are readying for their coming out season. They're faced with incredible challenges and intense choices that will shape who they are for their entire lives. Not to mention the complexity of navigating love as a young adult. We zoom in to the Van Musicae Academy of Innovators. Its beautiful buildings shining amidst the colorful city, strong and resilient. The dormitory resolute towards the center of a spiraling expanse of campus. The symbol for each of the divisions is emblazoned on each wide stoic wing entrance, inside many hallways filled with bustling young adults crisscrossing the building. Private rooms where the upperclassmen can express themselves, figure out who they are, and suites where newer classes are bunked based on interest to allow for new friendships to blossom. A large, common central area with a main parlor and a library that all students can use, full of marbled columns, dusty tomes, new technology, and beautiful art, both musically and aesthetically. There's a ballroom at the center, closed off. It forms a large domed rotunda and is hidden behind grand doors that are swung open into wide archways during the most important balls at the school. This is where the coming out ceremony will be. And this is where the choosing will occur, mid-season. In one corner of this parlor, admiring both the art painted on the walls and being painted during this early afternoon class, and admiring the painters who are painting them, we see a brown-haired, caramel-skinned individual. Would you describe Harriet, Danny?
Yes, Harriet is always in wearing something extravagant. She has an undercut, but with crazy, wild hair, brown hair. Um, she's wearing these um sunglasses that are like perfectly in season, and um with just the fanciest rapier on her hip.
Love it. As she watches the painter's strokes, her eyes kind of unfocus. She finds herself wondering at the inevitable choosing ceremony. There's one path laid out for her, one path that her fathers, Sir Quinberly Balswack and Dick LeBeau, are expecting her to fill. She has one path that draws her more. Time ticks away, marked by the cadence of the instrumental music that wafts through the airy halls. But for Harry, time is still. Unbidden, the memory of moving out of her public dorm and into her private room last year enters her mind. It was nice to have her own space, but moving out of the suite that she shared with Syuli, Diora, and Alex was a shock of solitude. It's not the solitude that has her mind preoccupied, however. It's the note she found slid under the door after her first night in the room. The note that simply read, "I know who you are." What is it that floats through Harry's mind as it idly puzzles over this for the millionth time in the last year?
I think she's just like continuously trying to figure out what it means, because it's like, of course everybody knows who I am, Harry LeBeau. Like, I made sure everybody knew who I am. Like, what is this supposed to mean? Is it a threat? Is it... No.
What has she tried to find out about it?
I think she's tried to figure out, like, if she can figure out who sent it, or like if she knows the handwriting, or if anybody's been like watching her more than usual. Yeah.
Go ahead and make a wit roll.
Okay, lesbian dice, don't fail me.
Don't fail, Danny. Lesbian dice. Don't fail.
Okay. That's a 9. Pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a solid upper middle good. Throughout the year, the most puzzling thing is that no notes have followed it yet. You've almost convinced yourself that it was just a prank from some younger classmen. But it sticks. It sticks in your mind because there's always been just a weird feeling that you have regarding your origins. Nobody's ever really told you where you were adopted from or really explained why. So some random letter saying "I know who you are" just it feels a little too pointed. You don't recognize the handwriting from anybody. And you've seen a lot of people's handwriting at this point, I feel like.
Usually numbers, but
Yeah. Got a few examples. And you know that there are definitely people at this school who make it their mission to know everything about everybody. But you haven't quite been able to puzzle it out yourself. You're starting to think about bringing it up to your friends. You hadn't yet because it was just a note slipped under your door. It could be you just blowing things out of proportion.
Me? Never.
Nah, never. What are you talking about? Go away. So as you kind of mull over these things, where do your thoughts go? Like, where do your thoughts go to?
Probably my friends. Just what they're up to, where they are. Okay. How beautiful all my friends are.
They're very beautiful. All of them. Every single one.
Yes.
If I didn't mention it yet, the art that you can see scrolling in the bottom was done by Aaron Artiste. You can find them on Instagram. They're all the character arts. They're beautiful. They're fantastic. Go get your character done. Somewhere else, in this very same building, a more stoic character naps with a book spread across her lap. Draped across her chaise where she can be less guarded, less buttoned down into layers of clothing that protect her. Alex's hair fall loosely in waves across her perplexed face as it dreams. Connor, will you describe Alex's room as well as the book that she has fallen asleep reading? You're muted, baby. Yeah, you're good. We just need to learn sign language. That's what we need to do.
Still can't hear you, babe.
We still can't hear you. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Love you. It would be that
How
way.
about now?
Okay.
Ah,
There you
yes.
go.
I can hear you now. We are
Hello,
good.
everybody. I like to make an entrance and wanted to make you wait for it. So
We have to read your lips,
Um,
otherwise we're not paying attention, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Alex Vaughn is she has red hair, hazelish green eyes, really buttoned up. She allows herself to get a little bit proverbially and literally let her hair down at school a little bit more, but out of habit, she often wears it up because of the household and culture that she was raised in. So very tight knit, very buttoned up, doesn't show a lot of skin. The book she is reading is on it's a world religions book on and kind of through the lens of identity and self-discovery. She's been questioning, she's been thinking a lot, especially in recent years, really, but really recent months. She's always been a curious individual, but ever since last year, her stomach has kind of been in knots, and she's been searching for something, searching for herself, really, and trying to find it in every place except the one place that it probably is.
I will ask you to make a spirit roll for me. So roll those
Great.
2d6 and add your spirit modifier.
All right. First roll. Here we go. Ooh. Yeah. That is a hot, powerful 3.
Oh, beautiful. It fits really. Like, your dice are just wanting to tell the story of your character.
100%.
You are reading through these books, you're looking at deities, you're looking at different cultures, you're trying to figure out how to shape who you are around some guidance that already exists in these books, but really just there's just something that nags in the back of your head, and you end up unfocused, falling asleep, or the words kind of blur, and you almost feel like there might be something there that's trying to talk to you, but you can't reach it. You're not looking in the right places. You have to find the right place.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, as she is dreaming, within her subconscious, deep down in a dreamland of mist, this is not the version of herself that she sees. Her own eyes stare back at her from the long mirrored wall of a dance studio. A dance bar is stretched across it that her delicate fingers touch against, and the person looking back at her couldn't be more than 12. Her body is awkwardly lean, but her hair is pinned perfectly into place. Her practice leotard skirts are fluttering perfectly down around her feet, clad in well-worn and well-made pointe shoes. You feel yourself as your adult self, but you feel too big. The person in the mirror feels more real, more who you should look like. And as you stand there, tightly corseted, buttoned up, and polished, staring at this little girl who is somehow more accurate to you than your own body, what do you think? What goes through your mind as this little girl meets your eyes with more confidence than you can even muster in this moment?
Shame. Shame and sadness. Where did this confident person go? Where did this simpler time go? Things always just seemed more simple. The world seemed more simple, and when she was on that stage or in front of the mirror, or when she put those point shoes on, she just felt free. Like she could express herself, that she knew who she was in the choreo, and she could lose herself in the choreography and in the freedom of the music and the structure. That all of the lies and the betrayal and the confusion and the world was so much more black and white.
It often is. From behind you, there is a warm, resonating, kind voice. You hear your father call out. The words are indistinct, they're not what mattered here. It was the feeling inside of your chest, that warm tug of emotion as you watch the girl in the mirror turn, see her father, and run to him, being enveloped in a big warm hug. You've not even been remotely close to that in years. But you feel this warmth. You feel that acceptance as she shows off a first place ribbon. You turn instinctively because you're looking in a mirror, right? So this person that gives you this warmth should be behind you. And you feel the weight of your own body shrink. Not the 12-year-old. This body is an uncomfortable 14. This body is the one that you realized people judge, and you didn't understand why for the longest time. You didn't understand the looks in secondary school, the weird closedness that the other students had towards you. You look back at the door frame where your father should have been standing in that dance studio. You see nothing, just Karen, whose praise always sounded empty, and whose false motherhood you've resented since you can remember. Your father isn't there, and the warm feeling fades into a hollow one. Your eyes open, and you're staring at the ceiling of your dorm room. What's going through Alexandra's head?
Disorientation, confusion. Confusion, wondering where did it all go? I think she looks down at the book again.
Make another spirit roll.
That is a 9.
Ooh, that's much better. As you kind of, you don't startle awake. It's much gentler than that. It's more that feeling of realizing that you are awake again and then not moving for a while. And then finally, like, slowly making your body do things because you know that you need to. And the book kind of shuffles in your lap. The pages flutter. And it opens up on this image. A kind of like a manuscript style image. Let me pull up my notes. I apologize.
Do we have to roll for emotional damage in this game? I just wanted to double check, like if this is like if this is how this whole thing is going to be, or
if you would like to purposefully and fully in control of yourself take a stagger from something, you will have that as well within your power. I've done it before.
Great, because I actually would like to take I would like to take a stagger from seeing Karen in the dream.
Got you. Okay. So when you stagger, you have 0 to 3 conditions right now. We started this game with none because I am not cruel and unusual. When you have 0 conditions and you stagger, you choose an option from below. I will say you will need to take a condition. You lash out at somebody whose regard matters to you, provoke them to do something foolish, harmful, or you take advantage of them. You hesitate or stumble, and the opposition gains an opportunity. You grin and bear the blow and mark 2 conditions.
I am going to take the latter.
To mark 2 conditions?
Yeah.
Alright, fam. I see how we're starting this game. On your left of your character sheet, see the list of conditions.
Yes.
Go ahead and let me know which 2 you are picking.
I am going to take I'm going to take guilty. And I'm going to take hopeless.
Oof, big ouch. Now, make sure you read the little explanation underneath that says how this affects gameplay.
Yep.
Yeah, make sure you write that down. Those
Yep.
will stick with you until we can alleviate them. But the image that you see that kind of stands out to you is an interesting kind of balanced humanoid, you believe. It's almost like 2 bodies are merged into one. There's a feminine and a masculine, and they seem like they're perfectly balanced into one being. And the tagline underneath it is creation and destruction in harmony. kind of stands out to you a little bit. That's something out there that you're trying to define yourself with. That there's something that's reaching back, but you don't know whether it's a good something, a bad something.
I think at this moment, Alex feels a heat in her chest. She remembers all of those times when she was creating art, and the warmth, or when she was that first night when she was, feeling overwhelmed, and Harry came over. She thinks of her friends and the warmth of creating friendship, and some of the feelings of that warmth and hot flushing that you experience with somebody you're discovering emotional intimacy with. But she also feels that heat of rage, this unprocessed anger that she kind of feels all the time, that's just kind of sitting underneath the surface. And that's what jumps to her mind as she sees that tagline of creation and destruction.
That's fair. Something kind of compels you in a very rash move. Maybe it's the warring with your own emotions here and the staggering. But you tear that picture out of this book. And I would like to know whether you kind of put it up on the wall, fold it up and put it into a pocket. Just leave it in the center of the bed, crumble it to the floor, kind of like what there's something that compels you to take this. Like there's a I need this rip, and then you realize it's in your hand.
I think Alex looks at it for a second. She looks at what she's done and she goes, shit. And she just folds it up and kind of puts it into a pocket that exists on this dress, because all dresses should have pockets on them.
This is a fantasy world where everything has been designed by women at this point. So, yes, all of the dresses have pockets. You could fit like a full handle of vodka in your fucking pockets if you wanted to, okay? They're great. They're amazing pockets.
Yes to all of this.
They're wonderful pockets. We have to establish this now. It's codified into law. All clothing items must have pockets that are real. Somewhere in another room, looking into another mirror, in another building entirely, Diora stands, staring at her reflection. Perfection and imperfection checking off like a list in her head, searching herself for herself in her eyes like she's done in her aunt's bathroom mirror many, many times before. Anna, will you describe Diora as well as this bathroom that she is just all too familiar with?
Of course. Diora is this like pale skinned, like plus size girl. She has like long flowing red hair, like very orangey red, and like very deep brown eyes. She's wearing like a very nice like white top with like frilly collar and stuff, and then like has this kind of dress that goes over it. It's green and it has like little pockets, and it's like kind of to her knees, calves, or like around there. She's staring at this mirror that has like very intricate, like gold plated kind of old Victorian style looking mirror with like the nice tiled floor and the flowers on top of the windowsill, with the bathtub like covered with like a screen. There's many like little things. It's very like bare and white and very clean. Except for like little pieces of makeup on the sink that she'd use every day. And she's kind of just standing there, just looking for something that she's never really been able to find, but always hopes that she does.
Outside of this modest town manor, on a porch looking out over a garden, your aunt sits with her tea. She expects you to be present for tea every fucking day, to practice manners and supposedly receive specific guidance on navigating society. You know that it's really just your aunt's way of making sure she can monitor you, despite you living at the academy now. With your coming out season before you, she is as brittle and nervous as ever that you are going to completely tarnish the family name by failing your one singular task. She's overbearing. Sitting across from her was making you nauseated, as you worked so hard to mirror back to her what she wanted to see. What's going through your mind right now as you're searching this mirror for something?
I think I'm thinking of like how much I've never been able to tell like my friends. And like the loneliness of moving out without them now after being with them for so long. Very much I think is putting me back into what it felt like the day I got to my aunt's house. Very lonely and nervous. I think this is one of the only times that I am able to drop any kind of facade that I always have. And I'm just kind of looking for what I want, and I think I'm too scared to admit it to even myself. So kind of thinking about that and what my parents would think if they were here with the coming out season coming up, and knowing what I have to do in relation to what I wish I could do.
Makes sense. This bathroom has definitely been your little piece of somewhere private that you can just kind of exist without somebody nitpicking your every move. You take this brief moment of reprieve, along with the nervousness and the anxiety that even thinking about all of this creates. And you know that your aunt is going to expect you back out there very soon, because being in the bathroom for any more than 5 minutes isn't waiting.
I think, like, knowing that, I kind of just look at myself, like, hoping to see something else. And then just kind of, like, inhale and, like, straighten my back and, like, rough out my dress and everything and kind of just get back into it and, like, unlock the door and walk out and, yeah. Little high heel boots.
Little high. Make a heart roll.
Oh, no. A heart roll?
A heart roll.
Amazing.
You catch your own eyes in the mirror and start to walk out.
Is 7. It is a 7.
Very, very middling of you.
Right.
How medium, Anna. Jeez.
You know?
No, you make that brief connection with yourself in the mirror, and just a moment as you are almost, velcroing this face back on, as you're shifting your entire demeanor before walking out. You catch that glitter in your eye, and you know that there has to be more than this. There has to be. You felt it. You felt it with your friends. You feel it every time you're with your friends. It's not explainable. But you do know that this isn't all. This isn't all that there is. As you return to the table, your aunt smiles her thin smile at you and holds out a note card. It has the Queen's own handwriting on it with the official seal. She seems a little excited, but also somewhat reserved. Do you take as a card?
I do take the card.
Would you
What
take-
is this for?
She kind of like lets it very gently fall into your hands. She's ever so proper and a lady, of course. She would never use force on anybody ever. No. What?
No. Absolutely not.
Definitely
I
not.
couldn't dream of it.
But you hear her respond. This has just arrived. This has just arrived this evening, this afternoon, and you're invited to a luncheon this weekend. It would appear. I am
Oh.
to remain here, but you go ahead and have a read at it. Why don't you?
Okay. And I'll try to as gracefully open it as I can, trying not to break the seal. Kind of every so often, trying to look up at my aunt. Trying to keep it as nice as possible.
I'm fully gonna have you, even though you're
Please
trained
do.
for this, I'm fully gonna
Oh,
have
yes.
you roll defy disaster.
Oh, man.
With your
That's just a straight roll, right?
grace.
With grace. Yeah.
It's your grace modifier.
Oh no. That is another 7, but in a different way this time.
There's just so many ways that you can get a
You
7.
can roll 7 so many ways.
The GM will offer you a hard choice or success with a sacrifice. Okay. So. You either kind of, as you're shuffling into your seat and opening it at the same time, you will either bump into this table, which will splash some tea out of a cup, or you will succeed in opening this very, very elegantly. But you're gonna twist your ankle as you're sitting down. And that's just no fun. Because there's a little secret soiree happening later tonight.
I think because I'm walking to my seat and like looking at it, I like accidentally kick like the bottom leg of this table as it like shifts. And I hear this before I see it, and to my horror, I turn and look at my aunt, just petrified as what's so about to happen, because I know it cannot be anything good.
The tea splash? Is it
Yeah.
the tea splash? Oh, I
Mhm.
love it. Oh god. Tea. It's not even a large amount of tea. It is. To you, it's like an earthquake. To you, you feel like this moment will last forever until it ends with pain because you just knocked down the whole house. You might as well have. In reality, it's like, your foot catches it, wobbles a little, and the teacups, their little porcelain, just shifts
Clink.
ever so slightly, and a little bit of tea just plops out onto the nice white linen tablecloth. Your aunt looks up at you, and her mouth tightens.
I'm so sorry. I can. Do you want me to get something to clean it? I can go right away, and I like start like moving towards the door again.
A cane whips out, just swats you on the back of the knee. Ladies don't clean up messes.
Yes.
Ladies
sorry.
don't create messes, especially not ones who are expecting to be queen. Now have a seat, with more grace this time.
I just like quietly sit down.
And now,
With a very
again,
strained like smile.
because evidently you need practice sitting down.
Not like get back up and start to where I was standing. And very slowly walk back to my seat.
This cycle happens probably like 7 times before you're allowed to move on. And it was executed perfectly, exactly the same every single time. It's almost like she just took a sick sort of pleasure out of making you do what she wanted you to do.
I think after like the third time, I start counting the steps of the like repetitive like heel clicks of like how many it takes.
There
To try not
are
to think too much.
there are 13 heel clicks to the chair,
Mhm.
3 in the action of sitting down, and 1 soft heel click as you pull the chair in. And then there are 16 heel clicks to get back to where you started.
Amazing.
Tap, tap, tap. The staff, for what it's worth, even though you're really trying not to make eye contact because you don't want to get punished for that, they're watching with a lot of empathy, and with nobody even having to say anything. Even from the moment that the cane swept out, somebody went and got something to clean up the linen table. And by the, I guess, 8th time, 9th time that you've sat down, there is a completely new tablecloth with cleaned cups. It's all reset. There's little finger foods. And your aunt folds her hands on the table. She says, "Now, if we're quite done being graceless, do read the letter, and I hope that you don't embarrass us this weekend." The letter reads, First, Miss Diora May Smith. A private luncheon will be held in the Lesbian Manor Gardens prior to the first ball of the season. You, as well as a companion of your choice, are cordially invited to attend. Dress will be elevated rainbow themed. Any not meeting the dress code shall not pass through. The Crown does look forward to your family representation at this event without your guardian. We must see how you perform after all. Signed, Queen Shania Slane III, ruler of Thurslestria, model to the realm.
I read it out loud to her as I do.
You have to read it 3 times before she moves on in the conversation, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say something right. You enunciated something wrong.
Didn't pause long enough. But it didn't.
Mm-hmm. You did
Something. There's always something.
You paused too long at the commas, not long enough at the periods.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this kind of thinly veiled threat, very thinly veiled threat, and a cold feeling clenches your gut. Because you have to go, and evidently you have to bring somebody. And you cannot mess this up. But who will you take? Do you know yet? Thinking through your options a little bit?
I am. I think I kind of just look out on the from the balcony, kind of thinking about who I want to bring and who I know my aunt would like me to bring. And I probably don't say anything. I don't say anything for a very long time. Kind of making all the lists of what I'd have to be with certain people and the standards and everything and what I'd have to tell people and yeah. I probably am too quiet until she has to ask me or something.
Mm-hmm.
She
definitely you're quiet and contemplative about it for a little too long, and then she's like, well, which of your hooligan friends do you think will embarrass us the least? Not that hairy character. Please.
I think maybe Alexandra. Maybe Alexandra.
Better, but I don't know if being seen with the likes of that particular individual will be good for us either. But of course, it is your choice.
Would you rather I take someone else?
Evidently, I'm not allowed to advise you on this one. So,
Very well.
the thirsty hope that you choose correctly and impress the queen.
I trust her.
Lovely. Last, but certainly not least, Syuli sits in front of what appears to be an average vanity mirror set in her room. It's only upon closer inspection that the unfolded wings reveal a realm map with sketches of individuals, notes, little just pictures, all handwritten, that are all kind of tied together with some strings connecting them all. Alexi, will you describe Syuli as she sits there pondering her notes?
You see this girl with a lot of scars on her face. Some old, some painted. And you see a very long scar on her lip that she constantly picks up. It's tracing it. She always has her hair up and around her face, and some parts fall, but it's whatever. She has this dark red tattoo that is of spider lilies and a dragon that kind of pulls around her chest and down. But she often pulls it close. She wears these robes to hide most of her body. Might be a little bit tainted of scars, but oh well.
You are sitting at your, for lack of better phrasing, conspiracy theorist board. That's kind of what it looks like. Any conspiracy theorist closet filled with all kinds of interesting connections across the various realms. You're puzzling currently over clues about where the location of the cult's headquarters here in Lesbians is. You've pieced together some information. The cult has to have its headquarters here around a center of power for one of the primordials. Prism is currently out doing recon, trying to find out where it is. You know that the cult is led by Chad and Karen. You know Alex's parents, father at least, heads this council of heteropenia, which definitely seems like it's going the way that your homeland did. But as you stare off into this map, all of these faces, Chad, Karen, Alex, you haven't pushed the boundary quite that far of your friendship. You know how sensitive this kind of thing is. You know how sensitive coming from one of these families is. You haven't pushed beyond the boundary of friendship. You know, you haven't gone so far as to ask questions you know might injure their progress towards becoming themselves. But where do your thoughts go as you think about this? As you think about this and the fact that your maybe closest friend is also your best lead.
There are so many things that can be done. I could ask, I could snoop, I could do anything. I can't lose anybody else. I need to find them, but there's... What do I do? Do I just... No, I can't. But I could. That's the thing, I could. It's not right to ask, though. It isn't. And I'm not. Maybe there's something else that I could find. Maybe there's somebody else that I could ask. Maybe I could find something that I've been here far too long. Just to be stuck. And I hate feeling stuck. And I know that Prism is doing all that they can to figure out what we could do next. But what if next is Alex? What if next is them telling me, hey, Syuli, here's the thing. But I know that won't happen. I can't out them like that. I can't say, hey, I know everything. Maybe I know more. Maybe I know less. Just can't. When will this end? And then I kind of rub my neck where tattoo is. And I kind of scrape it a little bit with my fingernails.
The image of Nani floats in your head. The most tragic loss you've had from this cult, this problem. And it's almost like you're scratching at the tattoo to feel that pain in a weird sense of punishing yourself for that sacrifice. I would like you to defy disaster with spirit as you kind of war over deciding what the best tactic here is.
4.
4. That is a failure.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to take a condition. And it's going to be guilty. But you know that your top priority is rooting out this evil. And feeling guilty for Nani, feeling guilty for your homeland, feeling guilty for leaving it in the state that it's in, and feeling guilty as you walk towards the door to head towards Alex's room. You don't knock immediately. You stand outside of it for a minute because you're still warring with yourself about it. You're still hesitating.
You swallow everything in my throat. And pull up my chin. And I'm going to lift my hand and place my palm on the door. I can't. And I knock.
It's about this time, Alex, that you are tucking the picture away into your pocket. You startle a little bit because you are not as buttoned up as you should be for company.
She quickly tries to put herself a little bit back together. Checks her breath. Shit. And she it's unlocked. Enter.
Do defy disaster using grace for me as you attempt to swiftly button up your jacket, tighten up your corset,
How dare
straighten out the titties,
you? Yeah. 7. That is a with the condition. That is a 5.
That's right. That's right. Which condition is it that makes that a negative modifier?
It is. I just because it is. Oh, pulling it up. It is hopeless. There's a -2 to -2 to defy disaster.
Ah, lovely. We gotta love it. Aha, yes. So, you are almost just too distracted with your own revelry, like your own kind of mental lostness in this moment to actually fumble at buttons appropriately. And Syuli, do you walk in on hearing the enter?
I'm going to wipe my eyes. Who's talking? Don't even have to ask. I gotta ask. Shit, and I'm just gonna open the door.
You see before you a somewhat bedridden kind of Alex. Clearly just woke up from a nap. There's a book with a torn out page sitting nearby. Very clearly has attempted to kind of brush the strands of hair back into place. But you guys used to be sweet mates anyway, so you've seen each other in interesting states and helped each other straighten up, shall we say.
Sigh. Come in. Oh, sorry, you caught me at a. You caught me a little bit off. How are you?
I'm gonna walk up and kind of rub off the mascara that's under her eye.
Alex gets a little stiff. Thank you. I'm a. God, I'm a mess.
Yeah.
Well.
You know that I have always respected you immensely.
Of course.
We come from shit. And I respected you for that. Not many people understand that. And I've always felt kinship towards that. And I need to know where it is, Alex.
Sorry, what?
I need to know where the hideout is.
Okay, good one. Where is everybody? What's the game? What's the prank? I was always slow on the uptake with these. I know you all love to rib me, but what's the game?
I'm going to sit down in front of her. And I'm going to take her hands in mine and kind of rub her palms for a moment, just kind of staring at them. I don't want to risk anything. And you know that I will slaughter anyone who gets you. You know this, right?
I know.
I need to know where it is.
Gotten into you, Sai? What's going on?
I don't want to lose anyone else, Alex. And come on. I've never asked you for anything. I've never pried. I've never mentioned it unless you told me.
I know. I know you haven't, and honestly, oh my god, the last few years, since everything's gotten so confusing, and I felt lost, and you've been there, and I, when I saw you in that alley, and it was against everything that I'd been taught, everything I'd been raised to believe, but when you did what you did, everything in me told me to report you, to call for help, to not trust you, to be afraid of you, but I wasn't. I don't, honestly, I don't know. Can't even put words to it, but what I do know is you're my friend. And you have been more of a protector and an older sister and a God, sometimes a mother figure, more than my own family and Karen, but I want to help you. I do. I don't know what you're talking about. Help me understand.
I'm already sure.
If you would like, you can roll to figure out a person. Syuli. Try to see maybe what's going on here.
Oh, yes. 7.
7 to 9, you may ask 2 questions, but they may ask 1 of you. So the questions are, and I'm usually very lenient with these because I feel like sometimes a category can fit a question more than the actual words themselves. But what are your feelings towards blank? What do you hope to get from blank? How can I get you to do blank? What do you love the most? How would you feel if I... will resolve Sayuli's first. Which two?
I'm going to say, how do I get you to tell me where it is? And
I do think you have to be a little more specific. I think you have to define what the it is.
how do I get you to tell me where the hideout is? Specifically. And what are your feelings towards this interaction?
I'll answer the second question first. I'm scared. I'm feeling scared and lost and things that I was so sure of my entire life. I just sometimes feel like the ground's been like the ground is shifting underneath me, and there's more and more pieces of it disappearing like a puzzle, and there's just this black abyss underneath me. And if I take the wrong step, or I say the wrong thing, or I ask the wrong question, I'm just gonna fall. And to answer your first, I don't know about a hideout. But in this moment, I think Alex pauses. And something, when somebody has asked you a question and you don't know the answer to it, or something's very confusing, but like it'll trigger certain things that you never thought to put together before.
Absolutely, for sure. If you would like, you can go ahead and make a wit roll for me.
Great.
We can see what you do manage to piece together in this moment where you're confused, but like the naggy feeling.
Ooh, 7.
Okay, mixed, good. It's very elusive. You don't know what she's talking about. You don't know what hideout would be. You know that she has to be referring to your father. You know that she has to be referring to the council. And you also know that the council did have secret meetings. You never were at them, but you know your father went to them. And it was all very closely guarded. So you're answering truthfully, saying that you don't know hideout, but there is that nagging feeling that maybe you know what she's asking.
I look at our hands that are together as I've stopped speaking after I said, that I don't know about any hideout. I stop. I recall this, and I as I'm looking at her hands, say, I've learned a lot from you. Some things I wish I didn't know, and some things I even resented you for. I was angry and scared, and I still am, but even in that resentment, I have never regretted meeting you. I've never regretted our friendship. And there's a moment where Alex, even as she's saying this, she gets a little choked up as that guilt, and she remembers kind of what she's done. And she says, I know the council. I don't know about any hideout. I know the council, my father and Karen, they had these secret meetings. I was never allowed, you know. I only saw them in passing, and anytime I asked or you know, I wasn't ever really that interested in them, but anytime I asked or got curious, I mean, it was mostly Karen. I was shot down pretty quickly, but I do know there were meetings. Sai, there's so much I don't know. There's so much I don't know, and I miss certainty. I miss conviction. But oh, this is supposed to be an exciting time. This is supposed to be the precipice of our. This is supposed to be our coming out here. Why are we so mellow and tragic? Do you want to go do something? Like let's go. You know, you are always trying to sneak me out and go off and I don't know, get me drunk or high. Like, do you want to go? Let's go. You and me. Or we can bring whoever. Let's just forget about being us for a while.
Roll to entice. Entice is going to be a art roll.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna pull out my handy dandy notebook to make sure I don't have to minus anything from this because of my. Okay, cool, great. Haha. All right, art. Come on. Thirsties, be with me. It's a 5.
So
I see how it is.
You just you can tell based on Sai's expression that not quite. This isn't something that she's gonna just kind of brush off and go and ignore. But you do also get to ask one question back. Of those listed 5, what are your feelings towards blank? What do you hope to get from blank? How can I get you to blank? What do you love most? And how would you feel if I blank?
What was that second question, Roz? I'm sorry.
What do you hope to get from blank?
After this moment of pause where clearly Sai is not in the partying mood, she looks at her and says, Sai, what are you hoping to gain by pulling on this thread, by pulling on this string? This is... I love you, and I respect you, and I respect what you do, but this is Thirst Lesria, and I don't agree with my father's beliefs. I know I haven't been... I'm still figuring it out. You know that, and you know there are things I obviously don't align with, but I mean, this is Thirst Lesbia. What's the worst that could happen? Right? This isn't. I sorry that came out wrong. I know. I knew it the second I said it, but this is it's different here. Like it's a lot of noise, and it's a lot of hot air. But you know what? Our institutions are strong. Nothing like that could happen here. What are you hoping to gain from all this?
I'm going to sit up and slide out of the bed, and then I'm going to lift up the covers and slide in with her that I usually do. What I do with everybody. Honestly, but I'm going to lift up my knees to my chest. And I lay my chin down, and you see me not as I usually am, and more quiet, and broken. Not something that you're used to seeing. But with that question, she grabs her robe and pulls it down just a little bit. And you see the tattoo in its fullest. But you also see so many scars on it. It looks like they hurt so much. And you see the new ones that she just made. They took something from me, Alex. They took something precious from me. And I gave it up so easily. I didn't even fight. They've ruined my life. They told me what to do, how to talk, how to breathe. Everything. I am war. I am rubble. I am flames and ash. I'm tired. They took her from me. And I didn't fight. And I don't want them to take anybody else. He said, this time I will fight. And I will win, and I do not care what happens to me. That is why Prism and I are trying. Is no matter what the fuck happens to me, I can't let what happened to me happen again. She was everything to me. Yeah, we were young. We were stupid. We thought we could run away. And be free of everything, of her. The moment I turned away, she was gone. I turned away on purpose. cult raised me. They shaped me as if I was liquid, as if I was water. They poured me into a cup and expected me to fill every ounce of air. The thing is, yeah, I am liquid, but I am lava. And lava burns everything. So, that's what I'm hoping to gain.
Alex, in this moment, just without even, almost absent-mindedly, without even thinking about what she's doing, just kind of reaches out and just engulfs her in an embrace.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
You're touching me. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
Okay.
funny. I don't. She quickly remembers herself and kind of lets go and draws back and she goes, well, you're definitely lava sometimes. I've definitely seen that, but you know, it's funny. You called yourself water, and I've always seen you more as earth. Just this earthy, grounded presence that always made me feel safe. I'm sorry about what happened to you. I believe my father is different. I know he can be off-putting and loud and verbose and says things off the cuff at you know, the ever since he started, he never used to do those rallies or anything like that, but ever since he started getting more political, I know there are things that are said that the papers publish and kind of says things off the cuff, but it's all hot air. You know, I believe this will pass, and I'm working on it. I will get through to him. I will make him so proud. And I will work so hard, all of us will, because we'll always be together. You and me and Harry and Dory, all of us. We are going to shape this new world, and we're going to make it better. And we're going to create something beautiful, build on it, and he'll see. I know he'll see. He doesn't listen to me, you know, right now, but he'll see through my example.
Make an emotional support roll, Connor.
Oh, shit.
That will be
All right.
plus heart or plus spirit.
Let's go with heart. That is a 9, but I have a -2 with that condition, so that's a 7.
Wow. Oof. Even with heart, you have the thing that negates emotional support too. My God. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's okay. 7. They did open up to you. So, Syuli, you can choose one, clear a condition, mark XP, take +1 forward, or gain insight from the GM about an obstacle facing one of you.
The last one.
Such the mom friend. Which would you like information about yourself or about Alex?
Not Alex.
You can see, and you are heartened by this. Like, you can tell Alex cares about you. You can tell Alex wants to fix the shitty way that you feel. You can tell Alex doesn't want to see you cry. Alex wants to see you succeed. When she says you are lava, it's not just a funny kind of cutting remark. It's that you have that impact, right? But when she starts to talk about her dad, you also see that naivety, that thread of, to your eyes, it's weakness. It's weakness that the powers can exploit, of wanting to try and fix her parent, wanting to try and be everything so that relationship is repaired. And they do firmly believe that their dad, even though you know that he's definitely cult leader, number one honcho kind of figure, you can see that Alex firmly believes that her dad will come around. You don't know whether this obstacle is one of those hard truth moments, or if it's one of those you have to see to believe moments, or if you even want to take away that vestige of hope that she has, because hope is everything. But that's definitely an obstacle that is facing Alex in this whole juggle of information, and sociopolitical bullshit. That is probably one of the biggest things that Alex is gonna have to overcome one way or another.
I'm listening. My smile fades. Still there. It fades. And the more you talk about your dad and the hope that reigns through your lips, my hands grip the covers of your bed and loosen them, and I tuck away a piece of your hair behind your ear. Thank you. tell anyone about this. You're dead.
You know me in secrets. And as she says that out loud, there's just like there's this like ping and twist in her chest. Always.
Always. And absolutely. I'm going to slide out of bed and fix the covers. Then I'm going to kiss her forehead. Try to get more sleep.
Is this an emotional support moment? A somewhat romantic moment, I guess. Or
I'm going to entice her.
ooh, I love it. It's emotional enticing. You made me have a Charlie horse in my leg because I pulled my knee up too high. My God. Yes. Okay. Roll plus heart.
No.
I'm good. It's all good.
You sure?
Yes. Make your roll.
Oh, that one fell. 12.
12?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. So you gain a string on Alex.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And they choose one of the following reactions. So, Alexandra, this will be your choice. You get flustered and act awkward. You promise something that you think that they want. Or you give in to desire.
Oh, panic. That kiss on the forehead, and where Sai tucked her hair, she just feels like a warmth and a tingle, and this warmth kind of just spreads. And she wants nothing more than to give in, talking about this fire. She feels that fire of well, in this moment she doesn't know if it's creation or destruction, but it is definitely just this warmth, this heat of that desire, and this almost like a tug toward her, and she wants nothing more than to just put her hands all over her. But in the last moment, she kind of remembers that guilt. She remembers the thought of her dad, Aaron, what is expected of her, and the weight of that, almost like as she kind of is leaning up to, just almost like absentmindedly leaning up, she slides off the bed and kind of just falls a bit onto the floor and tries to kind of get back up. And absolutely, whatever you need, and you yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
You okay?
Fine. Great. What a great chat we've had. I love talking to you. It's always the best, we're such hot. What is it? Is it hot? It's all these layers. I just flustered. It's unseasonably warm day. Would you want to? Do you want to go out for a walk? I've been in this room all day. Ah, breathe, breath, air. I need air. Do you want to? Do you want to go out on? Should we find what everybody else is up to?
I kind of.
What was that, Alexi?
I have to get back to my room, but you know, give me about an hour.
I think this is a perfect moment to just acknowledge all of the gay panic that just happened. And Harry, who is still chilling, down in the library kind of area with all of the artists. Some time passes, and you see Diora walking through the door. Diora, where are you headed? Like in the commons? What do you look like? What's going on across your face, if anything is going on across your face?
I think I'm trying to hide it. Kind of what happened. I think I still have the letter in my hand, and I'm more so kind of just looking, like walking into the library to just look at all the books, like kind of like when you just want to like look at all the books that there is a possibility of reading, but you're not necessarily looking for one.
Mhm.
More so just distracting than anything else.
I think that you should defy disaster for concealing that wild bit of stuff that happened. And I will say grace is the appropriate thing here.
See if there's anything I can do. Nope, there's not. Okay, great. That's an 8.
Okay, it's not too bad. That's a medium good. So I think it's less a hard choice here. It's more of a like, you are pretty good at concealing things from everybody else, people that don't know you as well. But you meet Harry's eyes across the library. You can tell in an instant that Harry knows something is up. What do you do, Harry, as you kind of see a Diora who is very clearly composed, but her eyes kind of hurt.
I kind of like not glare, but you know how you just like when you know something's wrong.
I love glaring at people when I know that they're hurting on the inside. It's my favorite thing to do.
Well, no, you just know something's wrong, and you're
Give
just
them
like,
a look.
yeah, like it's just a look. It's not really glaring.
I got it.
And I kind of looked down at my notebook where I was just like absentmindedly like doodling everybody because they're so pretty, and then I like slam it closed, and then I get up. I don't look at any of it. Like I just kind of wave back. I don't really, acknowledge that I'm leaving. And then I kind of slide over to Diora, like, "Hey, where have you been? I haven't seen anybody all day."
Oh, my aunt always has me come home for tea in the afternoons.
Oh, that aunt?
Yes. The only one.
Bitch. I got you.
You could say. guess.
I can.
I'm not.
So, how did he go?
I got a letter.
Oh.
We had a chat. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
Bad letter? A little-
No. Slightly complicated letter.
Well, did your aunt have anything to say about me from last tea?
Never anything direct, but that she very very much advised me to not take you for the invite.
Well, the invite where?
I got an invitation to the palace.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. And like in the pause, you can kind of see something flash across her face for a second, and it's just her kind of thinking of the entire interaction that they had.
Can I figure out a person?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know. Can you?
Make a roll.
Yes, you can.
May I figure out a person?
9.
9. That's just upper good. Upper middle good.
Upper nice.
Upper middle good. So you may ask 2 questions, but they may ask one of you.
What are your feelings towards the invite? And how would you feel pranked your aunt?
If you what?
If I pranked your aunt more?
Oh my god. Can you run me through all the
house?
Can you run me through all the questions again, Rats? I can't find them.
Yes, they are. What are your feelings towards blank? What do you hope to get from blank? How could I get you to blank? What do you love most? And how would you feel if I blank?
Okay. Well, I guess I am excited at the opportunity, but nervous for what it entails and the pressures at which it holds. And I would very much not like you to prank my aunt more, as funny as it is.
Fine.
It just makes everything a lot harder.
Well, I'm sorry for that then.
It's alright. What do you hope to gain by being friends with me?
Nothing? You're an interesting person. You're pretty. You're fun to be around. You're my friend. What else was there?
I don't know. She kind of I'm just thinking because I'm not used to somebody not needing or wanting something from me. I don't know. Thank you.
didn't do anything, but you're welcome. Would that possibly be an emotional support?
It can't
As
be
well.
if you want it to be. It could also be an
Sure.
entice if you want it to be. It could be, I don't know.
Do you have conditions? I forgot.
I do not.
Okay.
I probably could have taken one, but I don't.
Anna is over here making smart
Can I-
gameplay moves, while the other two are over here making the emotional, like, bad gameplay moves that are the best.
They're doing great.
It's just great. It's awesome.
Then
No, I
I,
thought I should.
I shall hold off. I'm gonna say, well, you look like you could use a distraction, and I haven't seen any of you in days. It's probably been like 8 days.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's dreadfully lonely and it's dreadfully boring, and we should go find them.
Yeah. Do you have any idea where they might be?
And their room is probably boring without me.
Can't confirm it is awfully boring without you.
I love it. I love it. We just gonna what? What's the plan here? Party.
We're gonna go find them.
Okay.
We don't know what to do.
Whose room do you go to first? Because it drastically changes the outcome depending on who's
I
knock
think-
on first.
I think I'm probably okay. I'm.
If you
who's
don't know,
closest.
ooh, which
Diora wants to find Alex first, if that makes any difference.
does she talk to Harry
We
about?
could-
it?
We could split up. I'll split up.
Okay. Okay.
If
Why
you-
don't you? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you want to find Syuli, I can find Alex.
That works. It's faster that way. We'll meet back at the fountain.
Very well. Thank you.
The fountain,
Toodaloo.
the best fountain that has ever fountained in
The
fountain
best fountain
history.
I've ever found. It is the best.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. This is it's a great fountain. Harry, you go to knock on Syuli's door and
Oh, I busted.
oh, you
Absolutely.
okay, cool. You walk in. You walk into Syuli's
Syuli,
room.
where have you been?
There's nobody there,
Ah,
but go ahead. Just
the hell did she go? Does she
just
have a
like
life?
just like you like a wit. Roll me some wit.
Okay. I think Harry does pout about the fact that she's not there.
That's valid. Just nothing ever goes my way. Definitely avoiding
That's
me.
that's a 10.
10.
How dare you have a life outside of me?
Fuck you. I should be the center of your entire life. I love Harry so much. Harry's wonderful. She's
Listen,
great.
you're all tragic, angsty bitches, and I need to be the, I don't know, of comic relief.
You're the fun. You were given to how did we decide it was pronounced? Ged Naibo?
Oh, yeah.
Mm,
Ged
you
Naibo.
be listening to those whispers. He's like back there and he's like, yeah, like, just walk into the room and you're like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna walk in. What are you doing in here? Oh. It's fine. But you do, because you are a witty and clever individual, And Syuli, you left this room in kind of a emotional fugue state. You notice, Harry, the board. You notice the conspiracy theory board, because it's open still. Normally it can fold closed. It's open. And going closer, because you see a sketch of Alex, and you see a sketch of Chad, you see a sketch of Karen, and random notes and strings everywhere. You know, Sai is like a little weird and conspiracy theory, the bad bitch and everything, but like, this is interesting, and you're not entirely sure what it's getting at, but there's definitely, clearly an investigation of some kind into the Council of Heteropenia and connections to the Dark Abyss women. Something about the toxic masculinity primordials. And somehow Alex is tied up in this. Somehow Chad is tied up in this.
I knew Chad was a dick.
It belongs on a shirt.
I just kind of like take it in as much as I can before I walk out of the room. I'm not gonna snoop any more than I already have.
And then you're like accidental happenstance snooping.
Yeah, well, they should know that I'm just going to bust into their rooms whenever I want.
Exactly. Hide your shit.
I don't knock.
Hide your shit. Hide your
I've never
wives.
knocked once in my life. So I am absolutely pouting all the way to Alex's room.
To be fair, you were raised by two very, very proud gay men who are nobles. Like, if there were any less fucks to give, I'm just saying. Diora, probably in complete opposites.
Yes.
In like a beautiful, like if this was a TV show, there would be like a split screen, and one side would show Harry just bursting into the room and like being like, what the fuck? And then looking at, oh, I knew he was a dick. And then like, what the fuck? And then stomping out. And the other side has Diora presumably politely knocking.
Yeah, very like politely knocks, like has the letter like stuck in like her like apron type pocket. And just like waits at the door, very collected, or seemingly collected. And just patiently. So they just hear a knock.
You
On
have
that
you've just stumbled up from your sitting position. You're talking about how hot it is in here. You are kerfuffled. Syuli is unmoved because she's a bad bitch.
I should probably see who that is. And I'm just gonna go to kind of move around her, and I put my hand on her shoulder, and it feels like electricity, and I'm like, that was a bad idea. And oh god, and so I slide past her and open the door. Yes, hi, T, how are you?
Alex, are you alright?
I'm fine. I've never been better. You weren't. It's not like you were interfering with anything. Like there was, everything was fine. Was there? Syuli is here, which is so many visitors today. It's such an exciting what an exciting day for me, full of excitement. Was there
Diora will
something
like
you
take your hands and be like, can you breathe? Just in and out.
Diora, make an emotional support roll.
I know.
And do you think that qualifies?
Emotional support. Is that just a straight roll? Yeah.
It is with your heart or spirit.
Okay. We'll do it with my heart. It's another 8. But in a different way this time.
In a different way, okay. So,
Way.
it kind of depends on how Alex responds. But it's if you open up to Diora, you can clear a condition, mark XP, take a +1 forward, or gain insight from the GM about an obstacle facing one of you.
Oh.
But you have to open up a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah. Of course. And with her autonomic nervous system is going crazy as she breathes in and she looks. She hasn't been looking into Diora's eyes for a while. She's, they were very close and they've remained close, but there's been some. Alex has been maintaining some distance, and for the first time in as long as she can remember, she looks into Diora's eyes. Wow, it's just a lot going on, isn't there?
It's okay. You don't have to tell me anything if you do not want to.
I want to tell you I'm sorry. So warm in here. Sorry, I'm just getting, just sweating from my hair, from my dress, from my eyes, everywhere.
Just sweating from everywhere. Just everywhere.
Yep. I have not been a good friend. I know I've been keeping distance lately. It's just been crazy ever since we got back from break and with all the stress and of the new year and there's the ellipses after and feels kind of Syuli's presence behind her. Just a lot to figure out. I want you to know that wow, word vomiting at you just as you just knocked on the door. I still don't know what you wanted, but I care about you and I missed you. Thank you.
I miss you too. Thank you.
I think that qualifies. Pick one of the options, Connor. Pick one of the options. Are you gonna clear a condition, mark XP?
I want.
Gain some insight.
I want insight. God damn it! I want insight into these people. I want insight into Diora. I want to. Yes, that is what I want.
So. One of the things that you notice when Diora is on the other side of the door is that you are a hot mess, right? Like you're a hot mess right now, which is just wild because like you're a very, like you have to be buttoned up all the time, but like it's a really weird time and you're just all over the place. Diora is always perfect. With a capital P. Perfect. And there's just a little bit when you meet Diora's eyes about with that there's that kind of hurt. Not at you. It existed before It existed from the moment that you looked into those eyes. It wasn't caused directly by you, but it's there. And you also notice the letter sticking out of one of her pockets that has the Queen's official seal on it. And I will say that that is about all of the insight that you gain here.
I've sitting here apologizing for being a poor friend, and here I am not even checking in on you. How are you? How has your day been?
It's been alright.
Do you want to come in?
Sure. I know Harry's should be on their way. Seems how I like gestured to Syuli. They're also here.
Harry likes to make an entrance.
Yes.
What? Oh. Did you just say that? Oh, never mind.
Do you want help getting everything together?
Getting what together?
Anything? Yes.
I'm perfectly together. I'm fine.
Assuming that you aren't.
Little pitch crack on perfectly. Like just perfectly.
I wasn't assuming that you weren't.
Is that a letter I see with the Queen's seal on it? What's
still?
And
Oh.
I think that is where we're gonna end our episode today.
How dare you?
I am evil. That's how dare I. There were so many moments I could have done it. There were so many moments. You're lucky I chose the letter. I could have chosen some other very interesting things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, we will pick up next week and find out this letter thing. Harry will probably make a very interesting entrance, I imagine. Maybe Alex will collect herself, who the fuck knows. And maybe Syuli will get some help.
Alex, it's just me in real life.
I know, right? It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe. I'm just like, is it hot? Sweating? Are you sweating? I don't know what you're talking about. I just got a Charlie horse. What? It's just a cramp.
What?
I need to eat more potassium. This is how you flirt in gay.
Yes.
Can confirm. But we will see you next week. Thank you for hanging out, and I hope that we will see you for part 2 of The Lovely Things. And yeah, so bye-bye.
Bye.
Wave it out, 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 wave it out.